my good friend, one of my best friend in MMA, I'll call him my best friend, Ryan Quinn, 7-0 in Bellator. He's finished 6 people. He can't even get another fight, but you're going to put fucking Kimbo and Dada on there. You're going to put, a UFC 6 card on free TV. I mean, come on.
So, what should I be looking for this weekend? What if anything, are you looking forward to watching this weekend?
Well, I like Matt Mitrione as a human being. I mean, I'm a fan of his. He's entertaining.
So you're going to get popcorn.
Entertaining.
You're going to get something with chili on it. You're going to get a box of popcorn, and you're going to watch it anyway.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
Because it is definitely a chili dog kind of view. Like, you can't. This is not highbrow. This is not a glass of wine, and this is.
You're gonna get a reach around. She might even lick your balls, but she's not gonna give you a blowjob. That's this weekend.
All right, now what if, right? The sun rises, and the scary guy that we never wanted to see in a dark alley, the boogeyman, reappears, and somehow he's re-energized his career, and it's the old Fedor.
Then he beat a guy in the UFC who was always top 15 but could never get past that upper echelon.
Right, and that's what it becomes,
This is another
right?
Tim Sylvia. This is another Tim Sylvia fight. This is another Andrei Arlovsky fight. You know what I mean?
Oof. And that's the way it would go down, right? It would be the discount on Matt, which isn't fair to Matt. If Matt won, does it mean anything for Matt? Or do we just go, you fought an over-the-hill guy? Like, this sounds like a no-win scenario for either fighter.
Well, I mean, yes and no. There is still that mystique of, I beat Fedor. Because let's be honest, Matt beats Fedor. This Fedor may be, well past his prime a decade ago, but he is still Fedor. Like I said, that'd be like, Cam Newton beats, if Cam Newton wins Super Bowl 50, he not only beat the Broncos, he beat Peyton Manning. A shell of Peyton Manning, but he beat Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? So, to me, this would mean more to Mitrione than it really would to Fedor. I mean, to be brutally honest. And honestly, at this point, they have a heavyweight champion there that hasn't fought in 2.5 years. He hasn't defended a belt in 2.5 years. He's probably never going to fight for him again. It'd make more sense if a belt was on the line. You know what I mean? It would be more – the stakes would be higher if they quit the bull crap with, that Minikov's not coming back. Let's just strip him of the belt and let's put this for the title. I think that would make it a little more – needle moving, other than the fact that, hey, Fedor's back, Yeah, and so were the Beatles 25, 30 years ago, and that only moved the needle for a short period of time.
Right. Okay, well then here's the $1 million question in the case of Fedor. We're talking about I'll go there since I'm stupid enough to do it, and it'll piss off the fans. So we're talking about the featured fight on a Bellator card, which means there's no drug testing, which means I'm alleging, let's make that clear. God help me, I have to say that word still. Fedor can come out juiced to the gills. I mean,
sure. And
a Fedor juiced to the gills is a pretty scary Fedor. Will people buy into the hype if that Fedor shows up? And here it is, the casual fans versus the hardcores. Hardcores are going to see through it if there isn't an ounce of body fat on this dude and he looks like Brock Lesnar.
How could that turn out, right?
Like, how did anybody not notice that Brock looked that good? I mean, you could have watched him 2 weeks ago on WWE. He had belly fat. Something had to happen in that time span, and it wasn't lipo.
He must have had a hell of a time getting his rocks off on Sable 3 times a day.
Right.
That's the only way I could think of.
Right.
I mean,
that's spectacular. Good for you. I don't know how you do that. I can't try. I got the Pan Am's coming up. I want that recipe.
Me too.
Right. That, and they have to outlaw chili in general. But I just have this feeling that I'm looking at allegedly Chael and Tito again, right? They're gonna get all the help they can get. There's no rules against it. So if both guys are doing it allegedly.
Yeah.
Again, when there's no body fat on you guys, it's kind of obvious that you guys look jacked to the gills. I mean, they do. I mean, there's just a difference. Brock looked different. Well, everybody looks different. And when you're that age, I don't blame you for doing it. Things don't repair. I'm just wondering, casual fans as compared to the hardcore. So are the hardcores going to look at this and go, Fedor is juicing and this isn't a real fight. If he fought somebody in the UFC, he'd get killed.
Possibly. I mean, let's keep in mind here, if he's juicing, Mitch Rion's a scary motherfucker when he's not, just without anything. I can't imagine what fighting Matt Mitrione with juice would be like. What? I don't know if Matt would do it or not, but he's a scary motherfucker.
Doesn't that make it an interesting fight? Like, the safeties are off. This is Bellator. What rules are we talking about here? There's nobody checking any samples here. Let these guys go. Absolutely. I mean, you and I both know because we've covered the sports for so long, and nobody likes it when I say it. Yeah, 70 to 80% of the guys are doing it. I mean, it is what it is. The guys who get caught are just generally stupid. I mean...
They don't have to have shitty cycle patterns.
They do have. They have really shitty cycle patterns. And I'd even say it's high. Everybody does it's 70 to 80 or 90. No, it's almost 100%. Come on. We're all using.
I could give a fuck less either. You know what I mean? It's like it's their bodies, it's their health. It doesn't make any less of a playing field. I mean, look, you could have horse testosterone. You could have the testosterone of a fucking bull rhinoceros like Overeem did, and he still got knocked out by Travis Brown.
Right.
You know what I mean? That guy was so juiced to the gills that you cut him open, you'd see steroid blood. You'd see, dragon blood in his ass. But, if somebody hits you on the chin, it don't matter if you've taken steroids, horse meat, donkey meat, whatever bullshit excuses these guys make, it doesn't matter because at the end, all that matters is your skills. So That's to me, correct. This steroid shit's grossly overrated.
It's way overrated, and for the casual fans listening to this who somehow listen to it, take our word on it. Your favorite fighter, yeah, he's probably juicing too. He just probably is. Just pick a name, insert the name. If he isn't right now, he's done it, or he's thinking about doing it. That's the truth of insert the fighter name here. I mean,
the only one that probably isn't doing it is CM Punk.
Probably. He's probably the only one nutty enough not to do it, and poor guy. He really should go back to wrestling. He really...
Agreed.
Poor guy.
Agreed.
I saw that you posted that on your website. Let's give a plug back to your website. You did run a story just on Punk today.
Yep. Yeah, be sure to check that out. It's www.mmafightradio.com. That's www.mmafightradio.com. You can listen to all our previous shows. We've had the who's who of MMA on there. Want to go back in time? We used to actually be co-hosted by the late great Ryan Jimmo, dear friend of mine, who tragically was murdered in June of 2016. But yeah, be sure to check that out. We always try to have new content, fresh content up there. Sometimes it's rehashed, but we try to be as quick as we can with it.
Fantastic. I appreciate you giving time out of your day to do this. Is there anything? Since we're trying to cross people over and get them excited about MMA, is there anything on the horizon to get excited about? I'm excited about. I got to admit, Fedor is a good Friday night, good Saturday night to me. Like I admit, I just think he's coming in juiced up. I think Matt's coming in juiced. I think it's. Look, I watched Chael and I watched Tito with the same sort of attitude of, well, if they really do it, and then I watched the fight and went, oh, you gave him his win for his farewell. Aren't you a sweet guy? You just don't drop you don't drop the dart. Why'd you drop the dars? Why'd you drop the, am I the only one, how bad was the conspiracy on that fight?
Well, considering Sonnen not that long ago went to a draw with Babalu in grappling, who was world's better in grappling than Tito. You be the judge.
Yeah. As a guy who actually grapples a little bit, it looked pretty first year to give up that position that badly. It's almost like he showed that he could do it at will, and then went, just so you and I, almost whispering in his ear, just so you and I both know, I can do it. And then he let it go. Have your big moment.
Exactly. And I mean, now granted, that being said, Chael, to be fair, God, I hate saying this because I love Chael as a human.
I like Chael, but he didn't sound like he wanted to work out much for this fight either.
He's had brain fart moments.
Yeah,
let's be honest. This is the same Chael Sonnen, all right, who was whipping the piss out of Anderson Silva for 4.5 rounds, and this was when Anderson Silva was untouchable.
Yep.
Not the Anderson Silva you see now. He was whipping the piss out of him for 4.5 rounds and got caught in a guillotine? I mean, you're literally a minute away from winning a title and pulling off the impossible, and, he got caught. So, I mean, Chael has made some mistakes, but this didn't look like a mistake to me. This looked like, fuck it, I got paid, I got a high-profile fighting, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Yeah, I got a 3-fight deal. Everybody go to Flo. I'm almost surprised that he didn't plug all his stuff on him. I was actually very proud of him for not shamelessly. Flo's his, isn't it? Flow Sports is his. And he didn't push that at all. I'll give him credit. He's generally a shameless promoter of his stuff, and he did not.
Nope, he was very diligent about it. But there's still a big money fight. Him and Wanderlei Silva have unfinished business to take care of. You're gonna have a soup to the gills Wanderlei, who, by the way, I think benefits more from the juice than Fedor ever did.
Yes.
You can have him versus the juice to the gills Chael. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I'd watch that fight.
I would watch it. I'm gonna watch this weekend because look, yes, Fedor's going to be juiced to the high hell. Let's be blunt though. It's who's the promoter for Bellator? Who's the head honcho in charge?
Yeah, right. Scott
Coker, who was the head honcho in charge of Strikeforce.
Yes, Scott Coker.
He didn't check then. I mean, he was very lenient about it then, and that didn't stop Fedor from laying a big goose egg against fighters far worse than Matt Mitrione.
Well, the Yakuza didn't care. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I mean, really should have gone to one of those events in Vegas to see how crazy that was. It really does look like something out of a mafia movie. You're talking to Butterbean in this corner, and you're looking around, and people are very It's a very tense vibe backstage. And I'll end on this. I'll bring this note up because I just got the email alert. Tickets just went on sale for Cormier Johnson 2, April 8th, in Buffalo. More fireworks, more the same, or do I get the same outcome? Or do I invest my hard-earned I don't know what. You have nothing. Okay, with all due respect to the people of Buffalo, just go. You don't have anything else to look forward to, and your football team sucks. I mean,
your hockey team ain't much better.
So go get yourself some tickets to this. And I think, as I recall, here's even a push for. I think Joe Rogan actually booked a Friday night in Buffalo as well. So you get a great weekend. You can go see Joe on Friday night, do some great stand-up. I like his new stuff. And then you can go see Cormier Johnson 2. Rumble is back, and he's pissed.
Oh, and you know what the thing is? Whether he's blowing smoke up everybody's ass or not, Cormier's talking about standing with Johnson. I think once Johnson catches him, because if you remember 187, I was there. Johnson caught him 5 seconds into the fight, and Cormier was in a bad way early. I think he'll take one shot from Johnson and say, yeah, fuck this, I'm not wrestling again. But Johnson's been training with Olympic gold medalists to try to improve his wrestling. He's been training with some top-notch people down in Florida. So I think you might have a completely different outcome in this fight. I really do.
Can you learn the UFC style in that short a time span? I mean, can you really... I've known Rumble from the Northern Cal days, like from the Las Vegas days. Like, I know him that far back. He's always been, when all else fails, I'm going to throw my fists. But can an old dog, and I hate to say it about Rumble, he's an old dog, can he learn to wrestle up and turn this into a strike fest? Let's just put it this way. The Anthony Johnson we saw against Tom Spear in his UFC debut, and I'm dating myself way back when, the Anthony Johnson we saw that knocked Chad Reiner out in, 10 seconds? Mm-hmm. You look at him then and you look at him now. He's still got that monster power. But here's the same guy, though, that every loss he's ever suffered, he's bounced back and he's made improvements. This is a guy that got choked out by Rich Clemente at 170 pounds. Josh Koscheck. But he's improved since then. Now, granted, the thing I think that Johnson really needs to do is he's got to be prepared for it to be a finesse fight. Just in case he catches Cormier and Cormier doesn't stay down for the count. You know what I mean? Right.
He's got to be prepared for a finesse fight, but he also spent over 15 minutes in the cage with him before. He's been in the fight with this guy before. He knows what Cormier is going to do. All this bluff and stuff that Cormier is going to stand with Johnson. Anybody that believes that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn, I want to tell you. And, by the way, I got some Wolf tickets to home versus the Ramonde that I'll gladly give into the part of the package. He's not going to stand with him. He's not crazy,
right.
But I think Johnson knows that, too. I think Johnson is prepared for a takedown. I think he's working on takedown defense. He's working on sub-defense. That's all he's been doing since, this fight was initially planned for, which was back in Toronto.